Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2014 NFL free agent and salary cap analysis. This video is for the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, after starting 2013 1-3, went on to win 11 of the last 12 games in the regular season to finish at 12-4 before losing in the divisional round at home to the 49ers. Certainly, a very good year for the Panthers under first-year GM Dave Gettleman and Ron Rivera, who, it earned and will get a contract extension this offseason. And when you talk about free agency-wise, I think you got to start with two guys, one on each side of the ball. First, on defense, Greg Hardy, the all-world defensive end with 15 sacks this year, which everyone talks about, and rightfully so. He was a stud getting after the passer this year. But what I'll point out is the fact that he's also very good against the run this year if you look at the stats. And, you don't very rarely get a guy who can rush the passer that prolifically and be very good against the run. He's a guy, to me, they have to retain. On the offensive side of the ball, Jordan Gross, the left tackle. He's on the other side of 30, well on the other side of 30, but again, had a very good season both in pass protection and run protection. And Gross has mentioned maybe retiring. If he does continue to play in 2014, which I think he will, he's another guy to me they have to retain. They have a lot of free agents as I'll go through in a second. But to me, one of these guys will be franchised and one of them will be signed long term. It's really the only way it can work, considering the Panthers only have about $15 million in cap space available, obviously before any restructuring or guys getting cut. Again, if it's me, I'd franchise Hardy, and I would get Jordan Gross back at maybe a 3-year deal, considering he is in his mid-30s almost now. He'll be 34 at the start of next season. I'll hold off on signing Hardy long-term because obviously he's going to cost more money long-term. Just pay him the 1 year at the average for the top 5 defensive ends, which is the franchise number, and try to lock him up long-term next year. I just think if you get rid of Jordan Gross, the amount that would hurt that offensive line would really cripple it. And some other free agents the Carolina Panthers have, look on the defensive side of the ball in the secondary, and a guy like Captain Munnerlyn, and also a guy like Mike Mitchell, especially Munnerlyn, had a little bit of a renaissance season this year. Does he become a casualty of having to give Hardy and guys like Gross that much money? We'll see, but I think the Panthers would like to keep him because that secondary was really the difference between their defense being very good and awesome in my mind, because they had good players at all 3 levels of the defense, which is rare in the NFL. On the offensive side of the ball, you have Brandon LaFell and Ted Ginn, both free agents. LaFell, I think they let walk, but Ginn was pretty valuable for them in the receiving game and in the return game this year. Do they make an effort to re-sign him if they can get a manageable deal? And you look at the Panthers, they have a host of free agents that Gettleman's going to have to make a lot of decisions on because, again, only about $15 million in cap space. Another guy in that offensive line worth keeping an eye on is Travelle Wharton. The guard had, again, a very good season this year. Do they let Wharton walk? A guy, again, who's on the other side of 30, who will be 33, I believe, when the season starts next year. So a lot of decisions for the front office of the Panthers to make. Only as of now about $15 million to make those decisions. Again, I think to keep the continuity on the defense and on the offense, keeping Hardy and Gross are a must. And I think you go on from there and see if you can fill holes via the draft like they did last year at defensive tackle, or maybe you get some cost guys, at a very favorable cost a little bit later in free agency if you wait. But there will be some casualties on this team lost, and there's really no way around it given their situation. But look, keep the continuity. Things are looking up in Carolina overall. Let me know what you guys think of the Panthers, where they're going to head in the offseason. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, guys. I'm doing a video like this for every team. I'm also doing a lot of draft coverage. So be sure to subscribe. You'll get all my videos sent directly to you. It's completely free. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.